Okay. Okay. Okay, 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 I'm here. Okay, it's gonna be quiet. It's gonna be quiet, I'm sorry. Uh, where do I start? I mean, I kind of already started. I guess I'll start with the world because I the world is this stupid mashup of the Pokemon world and the human world and well, obviously, like you know what I mean, they're in real life world because they'll call things like Chinese dresses and they'll refer to the Statue of Liberty uh and then they'll also have Pokemon, but like I don't think it's been like one second. It's been till like the 33rd chapter until they really mentioned that that anyone until they had like an actual Pokemon that like came out of its Pokeball in the story, but it's like a pet. And like Pokemon are kind of like pets in this world, but they also can battle, but no one does. And there's Poke Centers, but they're kind of like hotels. They're kind of like free hotels. But hotels also exist because you can only stay at a Poke Center for 3 days, or they'll kick you out, and then you have to go to a different one. Then you can come back after some time. But um, it's it's just dumb that they'll mention China and then and then they'll mention someone going to Hoenn. Like you can't have those coexist. I guess you could, but it's really weird. um and so like Pokemon has no like bearing on the actual story. I don't know why the writer even made this like even slightly in the Pokemon world. No, I didn't see Big Hero 6. It's like the only movie I haven't ever seen that is like Disney. Um I don't know why the writer included Pokemon. Oh, that's good. But it has no bearing other than the fact that Pokemon centers are free and Silver no. Yeah, Silver what the hell? Okay, well, first I know what happens after the point that I'm reading, but at the point that I'm reading, Gold isn't living with Silver anymore and Silver has his own apartment. Their ages are 18 and 20 currently. But Silver has been living on his own since age 12. I'll get to that. So, no, but I get your house at 12. If it's in the real life, it has to be a Pokemon, like, thing. you know? Like, you can just do that in Pokemon. Like, it's not cool to not have a home to go back to, but, like, you can do that if you wanted. so, so, God, where was I going? Oh yeah, just talking about how the Pokemon world doesn't make sense. I don't know. Does it sound like I died? Did the mic mess up, or was I just like laughing? I don't know. Um. Oh God. I guess if you're interested, I'll move on to Silver's backstory. It gives it like really. What happened to the mic? Okay, that's cool. All right. Frick. I'm sorry. Um. It doesn't give Silver's backstory until like honestly like it's sandwiched around chapter 28, which is the one that Connor knows is the best one. Honestly, if I were to say to read any part of this fan fiction, it would be chapter 28, but you would have no context. So, I don't know. I'll spoil it anyway. But Silver's backstory is basically he into Pokemon know that Silver's dad is Giovanni, and they don't ever call him Giovanni, but like he's Giovanni, and he's a mob boss. And I'm not telling you the name. I'm not linking you to this. No one can have this. If you want it, you can search for it. It's also, oh, I will disclaim this. He's listen, frick. Shush, 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 shush. Oh my god, 1 second. Okay, I have to disclaim that this fanfic is not for kids. It's kind of weirdly PG-13 horny, but like sometimes it gets a little over the line and I don't feel comfortable like just, giving it out to everyone. It's not even like it's mostly not explicit. But it's like reading it, I was like, I would not want to watch this with someone. If this was a movie or like a TV show, I would not want to watch this with my mom. I would not want to watch it with a younger kid. There's no way. So, frick, no, going back to Silver. His dad is Giovanni, and as we all know, Giovanni is a gang leader, mob boss man. And I don't know, in the context of this fan fiction, if he's stealing Pokemon and selling them or using them or whatever. I don't even know if it involves Pokemon in the slightest. Because it doesn't really mention. All it says is that he was like, me and my mom knew that he really wasn't selling used cars. And then his life went to shit, and that's really all you get. But he's Giovanni, so we all know what he did. And so Silver, at age like I don't know, like 9 or 10, his mom like tried to kill herself, and he was too young to understand. But he was like, he noticed his mom was like upset, and she didn't succeed. And then like, I don't know, like a month later, she came into his room, kissed his forehead, said I love you, and then left and never came back. And now Silver has to deal with his dad, who doesn't come out of his room ever, only to come out and yell at him. And then he has to he has to cook for himself. He has to clean his clothes in the bathtub because he doesn't have access to a like a clothes wash. He doesn't have money because he's like 9 or 10. I think he was 10, and then like it was like a year, or maybe, I don't know. Age is weird. He There was one day where Giovanni came out and Silver was cooking eggs, and he like, I don't know, burned his hand and dropped it, and Giovanni was like yelling at him for it. And then the next night, Silver left, and they had an argument beforehand, and Giovanni said the last thing he said to his son before he left at age 11 was, take care of yourself, Silver, because you can bet no one else will. And that's the mantra that Silver has lived by for 9 years. And I don't even know if he stole stuff. He was just poor, and that was basically it. He just lived a poor kid's life. And then after he left, I don't know where he went. I don't even know. He still went to school, I know that. I don't know. I think I don't know if it even explains this later on. I can't remember what happens. I know one time he came to school and kids like shot him with like a pea water gun. And he had to come home and he couldn't use his favorite jacket anymore. because he couldn't wash it thoroughly enough because he doesn't have a washer. So that was like fucked up. I don't know. And then at age 16, he got into crime, or like since age 14, I think he was getting, yeah. At 14, he stole like some car radio or something like that, and he got arrested. But obviously, they didn't try him as an adult. But at age 16, he beat two people to a bloody pulp with a metal pipe because they started a fight with him. So he tried to claim self-defense, but it was too much for the judge to accept that, and he went to jail. And then he snorted heroin. And he was only in there. He was only in there for, get this, 5 months, and by the end of it, he was already a hardened prison lifer. And he never went back to prison. That was his only prison experience, but it changed him. And Gold didn't know about this. Gold has been his friend like since forever, since before all of us went down, since before like when they were very, very little. And Gold didn't know any of this happened because before yes you can. Silver is so good in this. Like, he's the most well written character. Like, Gold is I'll get to that. But what was I saying? Crap. Okay, no, okay. The situation is that when Silver was 16 and Gold was 14, I think. Gold, they were like on a hill or something. This was in a previous fan fiction. I don't remember it because I didn't read it this time. It was like the prequel, but it's not necessary to read it because you just get context clues. But they were like on a hill or something, and like Gold like confessed or whatever. I don't even know if he even like confessed before he kissed him, because that's usually just how it works. He just like kisses him. And so it's Silver the Hedgehog and Gold the Hedgehog. But Gold kissed Silver, and he was like, "What the fuck? I don't know what love is." And then he ran away. He was probably saying something about how he's not gay or some shit. and then like immediately after that, no, I'm not Googling Gold the Hedgehog. That's definitely gonna turn up some unfavorable things. He he ran out in the streets and did that pipe pummeling shit, and then he got arrested. So Gold never saw him. He thought that Silver just went out and didn't come back because he was so viscerally upset that Gold confessed his feelings to him. And then I don't know when they reconstituted their relationship. It was like, it's been a year when the fic opens up. So it's been a year of them like kind of having a relationship, because Silver like consents to like okay, we're getting here. We're getting to the weird writing at the beginning. The weird writing at the beginning is that the writer doesn't really understand consent and nothing is like over the level of kissing and hugging, but it's like written in a way where if you read it from Gold's perspective, it's really weird. But when you read it from Silver's perspective, it's basically revealed that Silver basically consents to all of it just by not beating Gold to a pulp, because he would if he didn't want any of it, or like if he actually felt like viscerally uncomfortable. I mean, he does feel uncomfortable, but that's for his own hangups. So he likes all of it, and he wants to have a relationship, and he wants to actually experience human contact. But usually when Gold like kisses him or hugs him, he'll either push him away and Gold will stop, or he won't say anything, and that's basically the okay. Or oftentimes, and obviously I prefer this, he'll nod or say it's fine. And that's when I'm fine with it. And that's when I think the author really shines through. And I'm like, why didn't you write that for every time? Like, why? Why did you bother with that? And then there are some like lines that Gold says where it's like really creepy, and he's like, I'm having these thoughts of like I really want to like, do things with Silver. And obviously like that's okay that he wants to do that, and he never ever like in his mind he's like, I can't do that because literally he hasn't told me it's okay and I cannot do that. But there are some lines where it's like, why did you write that? Why? So like Gold is a weird character because that's in there, but then in the middle, well, not in the middle, like after the first third, he starts becoming actually likable again. Because none of that is happening anymore, and Silver consents like 100% of the time. I think that the writer just didn't know how to do that for a while. No, they're not even doing anything like that. It's all PG-13 from here, I guess. Um yeah. Yeah, it's like passive. It's definitely, that's what I'd say. It's like passive. Um cuz like there is this air of like they both understand that there is consent there. Like both of them know the situation they're in. Both of them know that if Silver didn't want it, he'd push him away or actually beat him up. And when he doesn't do that, that means that there must be like, he's fine with it because they're in a relationship. I have to establish that. Silver literally said like, yeah, we can kind of be in a relationship, but like they both don't really know how to label it. But Silver did say yes. So like they're technically just doing couple things. Like when you're a couple, you don't really ask to kiss the other person. And it's weird. It's really weird. And that's why when I started reading it, I was like, ooh, 2010, huh? 2010. Interesting. No, 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 no. Okay. There is mention of Yaoi in this fanfiction. There is mention of Yaoi, and that is because Gold has a friend named Crystal who's an absolute fucking menace on society. Oh my god. It's she is like a Fujoshi, and she gives Gold a job at her diner because only she, the cook, and like janitor work there. So she's like, I need a new waiter. So she like gets Gold hired, and now at work every day she asks Gold about his relationship with Silver, and she's giving him advice, which obviously is bad. And she hands him like yaoi mangas for him to read, and he's like, there's this whole chapter dedicated to Gold being like, does consent exist in these mangas? Like literally, he's like, this is really not cool. And Crystal is like, huh, maybe you're right about that. but but then she gives him ones that aren't like creepy like that, but they're still like not good, obviously. But he takes them home because he's a man and needs to learn these things, and it's just really weird. And Silver finds one time and looks at it, and Silver is like, he doesn't know what being gay is, even though he's in a relationship with a guy. So he reads the manga and he's like, "Oh God, this is what you want to do with me." Oh, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Okay. I forgot the grocery list existed. I had like an emergency. What am I supposed to do? I know I forgot to put it on the list. That is true. Okay. My mom is mad at me for taking her toilet paper. Ooh. Anyway, anyway, um, I will point out that Silver knows what the talk is. Silver knows, but he totally is oblivious to the fact that two men could be together. Like he's one of those people who like believes that like anything anything in a relationship is impossible to have if it's not a man and a woman for some delusional reason. And then when he finds out that's not the truth, he kind of like has a breakdown because he's like, oh, this is like real, like this is happening. Like this isn't just a dumb like thing that he'll grow out of or I'll grow out of. Like this is like like that. Oh, and oh, I was on Crystal. I was talking about Crystal. She's insufferable. She's just really loud and obnoxious, and she is like she's weird on purpose. Like she's supposed to be like a character you're not sure if you like or don't like, because she's not mean. She's never mean. She's really nice, in fact, and that's what Silver's hang up about her is. And then throughout the story, it's like slowly Crystal and Gold start hanging out more and more, and Silver is like really, really, really jealous, and he starts getting this idea in his head that she is like getting Gold to cheat on him. Yeah. And so I have to mention that Silver also has a girl that he goes to at work who he talks to about his relationship. I'm literally going to spoil chapter 28 for you right now. I'm literally going to spoil it for you. It's the best fucking thing in the world. It really truly is. Oh my fucking god. Thinking about it. But Connor, I will say, you read my messages last night, and you would know the message that I sent. I'm already getting giddy about the twists that happen later in the story. I was talking about chapter 28. Okay. I have to set it up. I have to establish the setup here. Gold works at the Goldenrod department store. He works there with Blue and Green. Blue is the girl, Green is the guy in this. And for Connor, I'll let you know that Green is Gary Oak. Just imagine that. He's not going to be really in this very much. He's not in it very much. So frick, what was I going to say? Silver goes to work and he talks about his relationship problems to, I'm already getting choked up, to Blue, except under No, it's not Professor Oak. It's Gary Oak. God, uncultured, uncultured, uncultured. How do you not know who Gary is? Anyway, he goes to Goldenrod department store where he works. Oh, that bitch. And he talks to Blue about his relationship problems, but under the guise that he has a girlfriend. So he's been talking to Blue for literally an entire year about this girlfriend he has, and like the fact that he's afraid to have it move too fast, and like Blue is just like super level headed, like she's like the smartest bitch in the entire world, and she just gives like the best advice, and like eventually she's like, like she's probably like upset with you that you aren't like literally doing anything relationshipy with her. And he's like, oh shit, you're right. and sorry, I thought I heard something. um so like throughout the story, he's also kind of getting relationship advice from Blue. Oh my god, there are these like stupid moments where Crystal will tell Gold to back off of touching Silver. Like, don't like hold his hand, don't like hug him, don't kiss him, don't do any of it, because like, oh, Silver will chase you. Like, if you really wanted you, he'd chase you and like make the first move. And meanwhile, Silver got the advice of, so you don't have to make the first move, but if Gold like holds your hand, just hold it back. Or if Gold kisses you, kiss back. If he hugs you, hug back. You don't have to make the first move. So you know, yes, Crystal is a real character. All of these are real characters. Um, but these moments where they'll go back to the house, and we as an audience know that both of their plans are incompatible, so nothing happens at all. They don't touch each other once. and, and Silver gets like disappointed, like he let his hand like out, like palm up, being like, come on, Gold, put your hand in my hand. Like coughing, he literally was coughing, and Gold was like, do you have a cold? Like, that's gotta be bad. And like, he totally didn't notice. It's terrible. It's just the worst. It's so awkward. And so, that's what the advice does. Um, and then Gary is the type of character who 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 harasses Silver like every day. He's like, your girlfriend's gonna leave you. Like, you're ugly. Because okay, I want to point out these characters are specifically written to not be like super cute, and I really like that the author like makes an author's note at the beginning, and they're like, I'm sorry I didn't make them like handsome Joshis, but I just think that ugly people are beautiful. I'm just sitting there like, okay, bitch, like, me too, but get out of here. Like, because like, listen. This fic is not where I got my preferences, but somehow, some way, Silver is everything I like, because he's tall, he's skinny as hell, he has big ass hands, he's got big ass eyebrows, he has a huge nose, and he has long hair. And I'm just like, what? Did you write this for me? And then and then Gold is like fat. He's like chubby, and it's cute. And they talk about his fingers, and Gold and Silver's fingers being like completely contrasting, and it's really cute, and I really like it. And Gold is like actually Asian in this. I think he's supposed to be Chinese. I don't fucking know what this world is. I do. How does China exist? But like, he's not white, and that's fun. But fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, but Gary comes up to Silver all the time and is just like, you ugly fuck, like, nobody will like you, your girlfriend thinks you're ugly, like, definitely. And he's like, I bet you don't even have a girlfriend. And this is like way at the beginning, honestly. And Gold Silver's like, no, I literally have a girlfriend. And Gary's like, well, like, what's her name? And obviously Silver can't say what her name is, and he's not gonna lie. He's not gonna like make one up, because like, I mean, they all live in the same like. They'd look for a girl with that name, you know. So he describes his girlfriend. The fic is actually good, but I don't know. I can't recommend it with a straight face. But he describes his girlfriend as being 5'5", chubby, with short black hair and brown eyes, and 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 Gary's like, I could look out the window and find five. No, Connor. The thing is, they know Gold. They all like went to school together. That's the problem. They know he's friends with Gold. Like, they know who Gold is. um, but he's like, I can look out the window and find 5 girls like that, and Silver's like, no, but like she exists, so like fuck off. So, so so this continues to happen. They continue to almost get fired by like trying to beat each other up, but they never get to the point where that actually happens. Cough, cough. I don't know if I should just. Is there anything else I need to like drop for you to understand chapter 28? I'm like really trying hard to think if there's any reason. Okay, one second. I'm gonna read my favorite line from it. And I'll get back to you to know the context. I'm literally going to chapter 28 right now. Where is it? Okay. Oh my god! Okay, so the context is frick. Okay, so he starts the conversation. He sits down at the desk. I'm gonna give you the freaking audiobook. Okay, if Blaze is leaving and not listening to this, I would be so sad. Silver sits down at his desk and he says to Blue, my girlfriend is leaving me. And Blue's like, what? And he's like, she found someone else. And Gold, not Gold, what the fuck? I keep trying to call Silver Gold. And also Blue. And then Blue is like, oh, like, how do you know? Like, did she say that? And Silver's like, no, she didn't say that, but, like, she's been hanging out with someone else, and, like, it's kind of obvious, and, like, she's leaving my apartment, like, she's moving out for a while, or something like that. I don't remember exactly where we are in this relationship, but she is, like, Gold is, like, leaving, I think. Like, maybe just... He's leaving in, like, a couple weeks to go to his mom's, but not to Crystal's yet. But Silver basically suspects that that's what's happening. So he tells Blue this. Oh my god, I'm going to read this to you. I'm going to read my favorite fucking paragraph. I'll start, yeah, so Blue says it could just that she needs a break. Silver says shut up, Blue, which is weird because they've been friends forever, and he's never raised his voice at her because she's actually like really fucking nice, but he's like touchy, obviously. And then he goes in this fucking tirade. Holy shit, he says. Could never do this justice. You don't understand anything. It's been going on for months. She's always making excuses to go out. She doesn't want to be with me. I asked her to stay, and he didn't. He went off with her, and I know I should leave him, but I can't, and he's making a fool of me, and I don't know what to do. I clamped my hands on my mouth before I could say any more. My voice had been getting louder and higher, and if I had carried on, I was sure I would have lost it. Blue looked at me sadly. Silver, she said hesitantly, why don't you just tell Gold you love him? Ah! Oh my god! Bitch! She knew! Ah! It's so fucking gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I know you're losing your shit. I know. Every time I read it, I go ballistic. Cause okay, Blue goes on to say that she was like, I didn't know it, but I did suspect it because okay, there are reasons. You described your girlfriend as looking exactly like Gold does. Second of all, you obviously don't say her name. I couldn't, like, why would you hide it? Third, every time Gary calls you gay, you freak the fuck out. You get really angry at that. So, I pretty much assumed that it was Gold. But, like, she didn't want to say anything. And then she was like, and you also were just saying he through that entire fucking thing. And Silver's like, ugh. You got me. Oh my god. And then they break up. Oh, I gotta tell you what happens to make it happen though. Shit. Fuck. Okay, so Blue's like, okay. What you gotta do is you gotta go to his work, you gotta make him some food, you gotta make him his favorite food, and you gotta go over to his work when he gets off, and you're gonna walk home and you're gonna talk about your problems, and you're gonna ask him you're gonna ask him you're gonna you're gonna ask him if he's cheating on you, if he's actually like if he has any relationship with Crystal. You're gonna ask him nicely. He's gonna say no, and you're gonna be fine, and you're gonna go home and you're gonna eat your food, and it's gonna be great. So Silver's like, that probably fucking won't work. I won't be able to do that. Like, Silver's a very relatable character where when you hear that, you're like, I don't think so. But eventually he's like, no, this is like the only fucking way it can work. This is the only thing that I can do. This is my last fucking resort. So he goes over, I think, yeah, the walk from his apartment to where Gold works is an hour. So he walks a whole damn hour, shaking the entire goddamn way. Like, he's me. Like, Silver is so damn relatable. Like, he has food waiting at home. He's walking up to the cafe that Gold works at. And he's about to walk in, he's about to open the door when he looks inside, and literally, I know this is out of a fucking Hallmark movie. It's so fucking stupid. He sees Gold and Crystal kiss, and he's just frozen. And then he runs the fuck back home. And then, since Gold was about to get off work, he comes home and he sees Silver throwing all the food in the garbage, and he's like, oh, like, because he just assumes, like, oh, like, he kind of messed it up, like, he's kind of finicky about food or whatever. And then they have this long-ass fight, because Silver's, like, really upset. He's like, trying to get him to admit it. He's like, I fucking trusted you. I put my trust in you. And I will say, I don't know when we learn this information. It must be the next chapter or something. but it wasn't a real kiss. I know, it's out of a Hallmark movie, but it isn't a real kiss because they were fake flirting around the boss and trying to make him upset because the boss is really uptight. And so Crystal was like, yeah, like I'm totally dating Gold, like ha ha ha, like so funny because we're friends. And so like they exaggeratedly kissed, and that's what Silver saw. Crystal thought nothing of it. She thought it was a funny joke, and Gold was like, you know, we're friends, like this isn't anything. But obviously you'd expect to see Silver, to have Silver see it, and he doesn't know yet. And then when they're having the argument, I still don't even think he really knows that he saw, but he's just thinking that Silver's like delusional, like freaking out for no reason. And it takes a really long time for him to even realize that he's talking about Crystal, because he's like, why'd you kiss that slut? Why are you leaving me for that whore? Like, he's really freaking the fuck out. And it all goes to shit. I literally said this fanfiction is about miserable assholes being miserable, and it just gets fucking worse. And so the tension is like the highest it's ever been. Silver is like threatening to hurt Gold, like obviously like because he's a foot taller and he's like scary as fuck. So I mean, he's not trying to hurt him, but he's just like obviously like very upset. And Gold's like, no, fucking nothing happened. Like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck? And so and so Silver kind of like accidentally pushes Gold, like he's like angry. I don't remember what the context is, but he like kind of accidentally pushes him away or something, and he fucking rams into the doorknob, and he gets a big ass bruise on his back, and he's like, ow, what the fuck? And so they're like, basically there's this air of like, you just actually hurt me, like this is not okay, like I think I need to leave, I think I need to pack up, like and no, Gray has not but yeah, so Gold leaves. I don't remember if it's that night or like a next night or something. He leaves. He's walking around. Oh no! It was that night. Gold leaves with all his shit in his suitcase, and no! Fuck! Shit! I missed the best fucking part of it. What the fuck is wrong with me? I have to go back. I have to do a boomerang. I'm so fucking sorry. Like, everybody, just hold your shit. Like, listen. Before they moved out of the kitchen, well, okay, Gold wasn't going to be there for very long in the first place. He doesn't have a lot of shit. Yeah, rewind, like, okay. When they were in the kitchen having the argument, Silver's accusing Gold of like cheating, getting really pissed. And it has that cliche moment where it's like, you know that text message like screenshot where it's like, baby, I cheated on you, and the other person is like, that's okay, I did something worse, and the other person is like, what did you do? And the other person is like, trusted you, sad face. Like, it was basically that moment where Silver was like, I trusted you, like that was the worst thing I could have done, you fucking broke my trust. And it's going to shit. Silver has not cried, he claims, since he was 9, he says, which is wrong. But he lets a tear drop, and it literally startles the shit out of him. Silver's like looking at his hand being like, what the fuck? And Gold is also like, what the fuck? Because he's never seen Silver cry. And so that's the shit. That's the shit that's happening. And so he only let one tear drop in front of Gold. Gold leaves, and and Silver immediately breaks the fuck down. Like, he's sobbing, he's like red in the face, he's like screaming, and I have to remind you that he lives in an apartment He's breaking plates all over the ground, saying "fuck you, fuck it, fuck you." That's actually the line. And he's throwing the plates on the ground and banging the walls and screaming, and Mrs. Bellamy from the next room over is like laughing. Yes, no, it's Poor Neighbors. She's screaming. She's like, "I will call the police!" And so he walks across the shards of glass. He hurts the fuck out of his feet. He throws his head into a pillow and sobs there. And then he cries even more, and he screams even more, and then the neighbor is again like, "I will fucking call the damn police!" And she like bangs on the door, and Silver opens it, and she's like, she sees him like definitely like bloody and like crying, and she's like, "I will call the police the next time you make a noise." And he slams the door on her. And that's that night. Gold, meanwhile, goes to McDonald's and eats a McFlurry. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. The words McDonald's and McFlurry are in here. He gets an M&M McFlurry, specifically an M&M McFlurry, and he goes and eats it in the corner of the McDonald's, and he cries into his McFlurry. His McFlurry gets salty with tears, and everybody's looking at him. He's just in there with his suitcase, and he's crying into an M&M McFlurry. Shit! After that, he walks out with his suitcase, and he doesn't finish his McFlurry. It doesn't mention that he throws it in the trash can. I really hope he did and didn't leave it for the workers to pick up. That fucking meanie. He left and went to a Pokemon Center, and now he's staying there. He couldn't shower though, because the showers were like fucked up there. Answer Gray's question. What was Gray's question? Where's what are you talking about? Oh, M&M's or Vanilla Flurry. Are you asking me my preference? I'm telling you he was eating an M&M Flurry, specifically. Okay. Oh, that's not where I'm at. I was gonna say that's where I'm at in the story. That's not true. And so Silver comes in the next day. Or no. I don't know. At some point he gets into another fight. He just like picks a fight with some like gang kids on the street. He gets beat the fuck up because it was 3 against 1. He goes into work, and Gary, no, shit! Oh my god, the events are like so fucking stupid. I think he goes to the gym a lot, and in the meantime, Red is there. Like, I haven't even mentioned Red, who like. We know Red. Pokemon. Why did I just type in the word Pokemon? Pokemon Red. Not Red version, we're talking about the guy! The guy! The guy! Anyway, he's been at the gym and he's been looking at him like the entire time. Like, he's been kind of stalking him at the gym for like a couple like months now. And he like Silver keeps like fucking himself up at the gym. He went to the gym the day after this all happened, and puked into a trash can, and Red comes over and holds his hair for him, which I'm just like, wow, what a sexy scene. Connor, what do you mean are those who you play as? No, you don't. You don't play as Ash. That's Red. You play as Red. That's why Gary's name is Green in this, because it's not technically Gary. It's Green.
Like, Gary is the anime character. But Red is completely different from Ash, whereas Green and Gary are pretty much interchangeable, so it doesn't really matter what you call them. Like, I still call the... no! I don't know who you're saying as Emetophilia. It's not Red. I didn't mean that. That doesn't happen in the story. I as the narrator, said that was sexy, and I was mostly joking. Anyway, Red helps him, walks him back to his house. I can't remember if that's when he gets beat up or what. No, shut up. Shut up. I can't remember. But eventually he goes into work, and he's like, you know, obviously devastated, and shush, we're not talking about this. Holy shit. He goes into work, he's like crying or whatever, not actually crying, but he's like, I'm fucking like about to fucking I'm losing it. And no no, don't, like, this isn't, it was just a passing funny comment, please don't gang up on me. But Gary comes up. Green, I'm so sorry. Green comes up. We are going to discuss this in 7 months. Fuck you. Green, fuck, I keep calling him Gary. Green comes up, and he's like, hey, ugly, how's it going? And Silver's like, fuck you. And Green's like, did your girl, like, leave you for a pimp? And Silver looks up at him and is just like really angry, so Green's like, oh my god, like, she did, like, what the fuck? And Silver's like, not for a pimp. And Green's like really bullying him now. He's like, well, she would have left you anyway. And he's like, what the fuck does that mean? And he's like, well, you're ugly and mean and you suck and nobody will ever love you. And Silver's like obviously freaking out. And I can't remember what the line is that makes him go fucking ballistic. It was, oh, no. It was, I can't believe she hadn't cheated on you sooner. And Silver jumps the fuck over the desk and just starts fucking pummeling Green in the store in front of customers. He just starts beating the fuck out of him. He breaks his nose. And Green's just like, hey, what the fuck's up? And then the manager comes over and is like, you bitches, get into my office, holy shit! And they both get fired. So they walk out of the store and they're both just like, Green's like, you destroyed my pretty face, lol. And Silver's like, I fucking did, bitch. And they're just walking and talking because, I mean, Silver doesn't have anything better to do. And so, they walk to the back of the store, and Green lights a smoke, and he's like, ahaha, nothing better than a cigarette after he says cigarette after a fight is the second best thing in the world. And Silver's like, what's the first best thing? And Green is like, a cigarette after sex. And I'm like, what the fuck are these lines? And then Red comes out of nowhere and starts grinding up like Green. I'm not kidding! I'm not fucking kidding! They start like grinding up in the club, like outside of the store. Red's just like macking on him, and Silver like, Silver's like, and he calls me gay. It's so dumb. And he's like, yeah, we're sex friends. Like, he totally thinks that I am in love with him, but like, I'm not. In front of Red, and Red's like, I'm working on him. It's just like, what the fuck? What is this chapter? Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking delicious. This is so stupid. Oh, I want to say, who's Mac and Red? No, Green. Green / Gary. And he wasn't Mac and Red. Red was Mac and Green. Green is Gary. Where I am right now is basically, Gold is wandering around. He goes to work. Crystal's like, you can't fucking live out of free, I don't know what we're even responding to anymore. Did I say something mean? God, I was so lost for a second just now. Crystal says, come to my place. You have to stay at my place. My parents will probably flip out, but we'll do it. So they go over to Crystal's Crystal's house, and are like, and she's like, please let my homosexual friend stay at my house. And it obviously takes a really fucking long time because they're like, oh, he's gonna make a move on you, and she's like, he's gay. And so I know I'm in the afterglow of that chapter. It's so fucking good. Gold stays over at Crystal's place. He gets locked into a different room other than Crystal's, but Crystal comes over and unlocks the room, and they're like hang out or whatever. And you know what fucking happens? They kiss for real. And I'm just like, holy shit. I will say it's in the context of the fact that they were just talking about how much Gold loves Silver. And he was probably just like literally thinking about Silver and just wanted to kiss and like totally made a move on Crystal. And Crystal's just like, it's fine. Like, no, seriously, I know that you like didn't mean it. But like, but Gold's like, no, what the fuck? That's like terrible. Like, and he's like, I did just betray Silver's trust. Like, I literally did the thing that he thought I did, and now it's true. It's like, oh, it's terrible. And I think that's around where I am right now. Silver's miserable. Everything's shit. Gold is living out of the apartment, and I'm gonna finish the fanfic, but I remember what happens, and basically Silver gets evicted because he lost his job. He doesn't have any fucking money, so he gets evicted, and now he's living in Poke Centers, and then they just like wander around for like a really long time, just like not even talking to each other, and then they like meet up again, and they're like kind of almost sort of trying to be acquaintances. Like, it's really not working, and it's really awkward, and they can't even like look at each other, but like sometimes they stay at the same like Poke Center, I think, or like I don't know, like it's like really complicated, and it's just really miserable. And I will say, I'm gonna spoil this. I always say this when I talk to anyone about this fanfiction. I'm like, the ending isn't even happy. They end up almost sort of friends again. They like admit that they're friends now, and that's the fucking end of the fanfiction. So we just went through all of this bullshit, all of it, for that kind of payoff. Yeah. Holy shit. Holy fuck. I haven't finished it. I will say there's probably more to be said. What? Connor what? What Connor? Connor what? Connor what? What? I know it's humanizing. This is like a literal character study. It's a fucking character study. It's not a fan fiction. It's not a romance. It's a character study because it switches off from first person perspective each chapter of these two assholes who are both just miserable. They just fucking I didn't even fucking mention the goddamn chapter where Silver starts a riot at an environmental like protest. Like they go to a Greenpeace march, like save the trees and all that junk. Police show up for no reason, like a SWAT team shows up, and Silver for no fucking reason at all, goes up and like punches a cop. He starts a fucking riot. And that's how they get arrested, and that's how fucking Gold and Silver get arrested. Gold gets arrested first, so he goes into the jail, and then Silver comes in, and he's like, "Hey, bitches, give me all your cigs and money," and he takes all the money from all these old bitches who just wanted to go to a fucking environmental protest, like, holy shit. And he starts being, like, angry. And he doesn't talk to Gold while Gold's just, like, sobbing in the corner, like, why is my boyfriend being fucked up? And they get out, and that's when Silver's like, I went to jail for, like, a while. And Gold is like, do you want to talk about it? And he's like, no. And then an inner monologue starts of, like, I went to prison at 16. And that's when we learn. And so Gold literally has no idea, like, what happened, like, with prison. He has no idea that he, like, snorted heroin. He has no fucking idea. But that's how it fucking happens. He starts a riot at a Save the Trees rally. A police riot. What the fuck? Both of them are manic! It is good! It's good! I maintain that I really like this fanfiction. And I don't know if I could ever... I think the only way... Oh, his addiction recover was basically he was like miserable for like a while after he got out of jail. That's pretty much what it was. But he said that he didn't want to get any more because he didn't want to go to jail. He was like, I didn't seek out anymore on the streets because I ain't going back to prison. I know. It's like that's the part that's like the most unrealistic, and it's really funny because the author is like clearly not an adult or like didn't research this like as much as they should have, because it's like it's not like this has a lot. Is this one you reread just to remind yourself you like it? Literally, yeah. No, I've read this 3 times now. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. I literally want to like contact this author. Oh, I didn't even fucking mention the fact that the author English isn't their first language. And they're also like a weird like they're like a weird teen in 2010. But this is written almost so well that I would imagine that it could be published with some edits. Listen. Holy shit, Connor. Listen. You know what I want to do someday? I want to literally
edit this fan fiction. I want to be the editor for it. I'm going to take out all the creepy, like, non-consensual moments from the beginning. I'm going to edit all of the typos, the grammar mistakes, because there are a few. It doesn't take away from the writing. Like, this weird fan fiction is written weirdly well, but I'll take out all the grammar mistakes, and I'll edit some of the paragraphs to be more cohesive, and I'll release it as the platinum version. Oh, I didn't even get to the part where Pokemon actually come in, like, and actually, like, matter. Like, towards the end of the fanfiction, Silver gets another job at the daycare center, and N from Pokemon Black is White there. From Pokemon Black and White is there, but Pokemon Black and White hadn't come out in America yet, so literally the author had nothing to go off of for the personalities of Black or N, and Black's name isn't even Black. Like, that's the name. It isn't Human Stuck. Great. I love how you described that. Yeah, this is what hyperfixation is like. But why is what funny? What Human Stuck is funny? Human Stuck is funny. Anyway, the author didn't even know the fact that Black's name isn't Black in the games, it's Hilbert. And N's name is N, so we got that right. But N is, like, weird and, like, antisocial, which I guess is true. But they made Black have a weird, like... What do you mean this is a Homestuck thing? Oh, that's a Homestuck. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Black has, like, a speech impediment, and it's, like, written really lovingly. Like, it's written like how, like, people with speech impediments talk, and he has a personality that isn't, like, you know, like, shy, like stuttering, like, weakling. He has, like, an actual personality, and it's, like, weird. It's, like, really weird that this person who, like, likes yaoi, who, like, describes things in 2010 terms in the author's notes, who, like, they wrote this, like, lovingly. It's just really weird. Yeah, so that's like probably the last interesting bit before it, like, ends, I think. I don't know. There was this one moment at the beginning of it that Gold got cold and cut off all of Silver's hair, and I still think it's really cute. And that's it! I don't think they have a speech impediment. I think it was literally like they just thought it would be interesting. They were like, I think it would be, like, in the author's notes, I think I remember reading, they were like, I think it would be cool if a character had one. They also mentioned that Silver as a kid had a lisp, and that Gold's mom literally thought his name was Silver. And I love that moment. I love that line. Like, Gold's mom comes over to eat dinner at their place, and she's like, oh, you can say your S's now! That's so great! I literally thought your name was Silver for the longest time! It's, like, so cute. Like, that's such a humanizing moment. What the fuck is this fanfiction? Holy shit! Ah! It's... Like, now that I've told you all about it, I don't know if you'd ever want to read it, but I feel like in saying all I had to say about it, I've put out enough disclaimers that if anyone wanted to read it, I'd give it to you. Again, it's weirdly horny, but, like, just a little above PG-13, I think. And so, I don't know. Like, if you were interested, maybe I'd give it to you. But I don't know if you want to ruin that
or if you just want to take my goddamn word for it. Also, I forgot I had pizza. Salty, aren't you like 13? I'm not giving this to you. Okay, I'm gonna get off the microphone. I'm gonna eat some pizza. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's so easy to find it just by Googling it. I don't want to give the link specifically. I don't want to be responsible for your miserableness. I will say there was this message that I didn't send to Connor, but I did type it out because I was going to send it to Connor. But I was describing this as it's the story is a series of hard punches to the stomach. That's literally how I experienced the emotion of it. Like oftentimes you'd literally just feel a punch in your stomach, and and then there's a moment where you go, can you even snort heroin? That's interesting. And then even harder punches to the stomach until the end where you just feel empty. And as I said, I wouldn't wish this on my worst fucking enemy. You know why. You know why I know why I understand this. What do you mean? No, it's like terrible. Also Silver, yes, I did see. I did see. Wait, you what? 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 Like what? Is this like a known fan fiction? What? Like honestly, like this is the kind of fucking like this is what I crave. Like this is the kind of fan fiction that I want. I love the fan fictions where it's like it's not lovey-dovey, it's like weird and awkward, and I think the way that it extends it to the fact that it's been weird and awkward for an entire fucking year and it just gets worse and worse is like what I crave. It's like fucking it's like watching a horror movie. You watch it to get upset, and I love it. I fucking love it. And there are moments where you're just so happy because something good finally happened, and then you're like, and then immediately takes it away from you. It's oh shit! I have to. Oh, I don't. I don't. No, well, Madoka Magica is like I don't want to watch that because like the creator of Madoka Magica like specifically wanted women to feel like they couldn't do things. Like he specifically made it to be misogynistic. So I don't really think I'm interested in that. I like gay angst. That's what I like. I'm interested in gay angst. I like happy endings. Like I would have much preferred it to have a happy ending. Like it's kind of a happy ending because they do resolve like most of the conflict. They're kind of they're kind of friends again, and you get the sense that it's gonna work out. But like I really prefer happy endings. Like I would have way preferred if they like actually had resolved it like completely. You know what I mean? Like I'm a sap. I want that. I want that sap. Anyway, that's why I liked Island Princess. Fuck yeah, no, seriously, why? I mean, I guess all movies are kind of like that, where it's like miserable and then it gets better, but like, you know, whatever. But I literally have to feed the cats, and then when I come back, it's I'm not gonna be on the microphone anymore, and I can draw or something. I don't know. Okay, BRB. Thank you for listening to my tale.